Okay, hello. Welcome to the character setup portion of our training videos. My name is Michael Eisner. I'm the head of Softimage Special Projects team. And today I'm going to go over a whole bunch of things to do with character animation. So you can see this whole menu here related to characters. There's a whole programming language related to characters. And we're going to start off with the absolute basics. And then we're going to jump in to the nitty-gritty details of what it takes to create and animate whatever you're imagining. So there are a couple general concepts in XSI between how character setup works. The first general concept is that for bipeds and doglegs and quadrupeds, the kind of typical character setups, we have something called proportional guides. So you can go in, these guides optionally have symmetry. You can go in and move the different parts around, and it symmetrically aligns your character so that you can you can set the scale of your character and what it's going to be like and translate that around. And after you've got your geometry, you just line this whole thing up. So when I typically do this, if I have my character there, I also like to work in X-ray mode. So I'll just turn that on, and then you can go line up the different cubes in your character. Saves a lot of time for doing stuff like hands. I mean, those areas get quite tricky, and this can end up being a real time saver. So once you got your guide in place, then you go and create a rig from that guide. So you just go rig, in this case from biped guide. There are lots of options. Won't get right into those yet. And you can see it's going through making all the different parts of the biped. It's creating the hands now. It's creating the arms. It's the legs. It's running a rigging process to generate that character. And there are a whole bunch of options here that we will actually, I'm going to leave these up because we'll get into those in a minute. So when you create this rig as well, it's important to understand the process that's happening underneath, especially for those involved in heavier productions. What XSI is doing is it's using our character development kit. It's using a programming language that's inside XSI that helps you make characters. And this programming language is it's open. It's based on components. It creates legs and feet and torsos, and it's object oriented, so it's easy to keep track of everything. And we'll get into that a little bit more. But for those of you a little bit later. But for those of you just starting off and you just want to make a rig or animate it, or you want to get a feel for what this system is, I'll just go into a few details here. So here's the upper body. You basically just select the different parts and translate and rotate them. So here I'm moving around the upper body. Here I'm moving around the top of the chest. You can see I got all kinds of controls in here. I can rotate the top of the chest, and I can spin this. You can see the vertebrae interpolating there using quaternions, using our spine tool. I can control the depth of the rotation. Let's say this is rotating here, and I want a very shallow rotation. Well, I can go select this, turn on constraint compensation, and I can make that rotation depth much shallower. So there's lots of, it's basically just a huge mechanical system that we've got come up to speed up people's work in character animation. So there's all kinds of details here on the spine. This is a hip offset here, so this gives you your counter animation. It gives you your counter animation against the upper body. You can go in on the and you can also set up one of these spines on the head. I haven't chosen to. I'll get into that more in a little bit. Also, the feet are quite detailed. So you can go in, and there's all kinds of stuff here on the feet. So if you go in, move the foot around, the blue control is for roll. So you can see this controls the stepping of the character. And you can also control on this set of sliders, which is under the root of your model. So it creates a model. In this case, it created a biped. And you can see those sliders, these control pages is right under there. It also creates, when it creates a rig, it creates an envelope group of everything you need to envelope or skin to. And it creates a hidden group. There's a bunch of stuff you don't need to see here, like effectors and some extra controls on the feet and stuff. And that's all hidden away. But you can go and unhide it. And so if we're looking at the foot, if you want to come in and control the roll, so here's the stepping on the foot. And we can say, what am I on? I'm on the right or the left foot. So let me check. I'm on the left foot. So if we want the left foot to rotate at 60 degrees, then you can see the tip of the foot is really stepping up. If I zero both these off, I'll have no roll, I'll be rotating off the tip. And low values are like a shoe or a foot with a very, here I'll get lower ones, with a very low step. These can be animated, these can all be controls. There's also controls on the spine as well. So if you want the spine to extend to target, the spine, if it's not reaching, you can stretch the target beyond where you're animating, and this will allow the spine to reach that. So that's a good trick to know.